Have you ever wondered whether all millionaires have something in common? How did they actually build their fortunes? Only 12% inherited their wealth, just 5% struck it rich through the lottery or a sudden stroke of luck. The other 83% built their capital over years through discipline and time. My name is Oksana. For more than 10 years, I've worked in investment management, helping entrepreneurs build wealth over the long term. That work put me in a room with people who build real fortunes. Across all of them, I kept noticing the same few habits, no matter how the money was made. So I started applying those habits myself. Over the years, they completely changed my financial life and gave me real freedom over my time and who I worked with. To see whether the pattern held more widely, I went into interviews, research, and stories of self-made millionaires. It held. In this video, I will walk you through the 3 habits that show up most often, and more importantly, how to build them into your own life, whatever you earn. Let's get started. What millionaires have in common? The one factor that other people never see. When people try to find the secrets to wealth, they usually look in the wrong places. Financial literacy, useful connections, and discipline all matter, but in my experience, they all grow out of something deeper, a system of values. Most people see money as a tool for spending. A nice apartment, a more expensive car, more travel, more. Wealthy people usually think differently. For them, money is first of a tool for freedom. The freedom to choose what they do, not to depend on a boss, not to worry about every unexpected expense, to control their own time. At first glance, the difference seems small, but every other financial habit grows out of it. If a person's main goal is status, they will show off success through purchases. If the main goal is freedom, they will use money to build capital. That's why many millionaires look far more modest from the outside than the people who earn much less. Staying financially independent matters to them more than looking the part. And the 3 habits we're about to discuss all grow from the same system of values. First habit: spending below your income and avoiding debt and bets on quick results. It sounds boring. That's exactly why so many people skip right past it. We find it far more exciting to hear stories about brilliant investments, startups that took off, a capital that grew overnight. But millionaires think differently. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, still lives in the same house he bought back in 1958 for $31,500. Charlie Munger, his lifetime business partner, once said, "It is all very simple. Spend less than you earn, invest wisely, avoid toxic people and toxic activities, defer gratification. If you do all of this, you're almost certain to succeed." Most millionaires spend less than they earn for years on end. They don't use credit to fund their lifestyle, and they don't try to solve their financial problems with one lucky deal. Capital appears when there is a gap between what you earn and what you spend. Without that gap, you can't invest, you can't build assets, and you can't move towards financial freedom. Let's look at how wealthy people treat debt. I'm not talking about business loans here. In entrepreneurship, borrowed money really can be a tool for growth. I'm talking about personal consumer debt. Loans for a car, a phone, a vacation, the kind people take on when they live beyond their means. A lot of people build up a high level of spending first and then spend years servicing it with credit. Wealthy people usually do the opposite. They build a financial cushion first and only then raise their standards of living. So how do you put these habits into practice? First, honestly calculate the gap between your income and your spending. Most people have a rough idea of what they spend, but they rarely know the real numbers. Second, decide on a percentage of your income that will automatically go towards building capital, even if it is just 5 to 10%. Third, let go of an idea of a quick result and be ready for a long road. Second habit, systematic investing. If the first habit frees up money, the second one puts that money to work. When people first get interested in investing, they tend to ask one question: what should I put my money into? Which market has the most potential right now? But the more you study the stories of people who actually build wealth, the more you realize that the real question is something else. How consistently does a person invest? Most millionaires didn't guess perfect entry points, predict crashes, or buy the top returning asset every single time. They simply stuck to a system for years, every month, every quarter, every year. A study by Ramsey Solutions backs this up. 8 out of 10 millionaires said that the main factor behind their success was investing consistently in retirement plans over many years, not lucky trades. Among my own clients, I've seen plenty try to catch lightning in a bottle, piling in whatever was hyped at the moment. They ended up holding NFTs that were expensive then and are worthless now. They bought GameStop at its peak and poured everything into questionable cryptocurrencies. Another common mistake beginners make is trying to find the perfect moment to enter. They read the news, watch the market, and wait for a better price. The market climbs, then corrects, and they wait some more. Months goes by, sometimes years, and they still haven't started. For a long-term investor, consistency almost always matters more than the perfect moment to buy. The biggest fortunes are built by compounding interest in time rather than a single lucky trade. Decide on a fixed amount or a percentage of your income to invest automatically. Set it to move the moment your income arrives before anything else can claim it. This difference matters a lot. If the money is sitting in your account, your brain will quickly find a use for it. If it is already moved automatically into an investment account, the decision is made for you. Stop treating investing like an exam where you can't afford to get anything wrong. A lot of people never start precisely because they're afraid of making a mistake. But history shows that having no system at all is far more dangerous than picking the wrong asset. Third habit, making your time count. Time is the one resource you can neither save up nor borrow. Ask people which resource is the most valuable, and most will say money, but many millionaires give a different answer. Time. Buffett puts it in this way: invest in yourself. It's the best investment you can make. It can be taxed and it can be touched by inflation. You can always earn more money again. You can recover lost capital. You can rebuild a business after it falls. But you can never get back a year of your life, and you can't buy yourself another yesterday. That's why many wealthy people treat their time with the same care they give their money. Someone might spend hours figuring out how to save a couple of dollars. Then they'll casually burn dozens of hours on things that bring neither joy nor income. So why do they do it? Wealthy people tend to ask themselves a different question. Instead of asking what the things cost, they ask what their own time costs. That completely changes how you approach life. You start paying more attention to your health, your education, your skills, real rest, and the tasks that can actually pay off down the road. None of this is about working non-stop. Many wealthy people are very deliberate about recovery because a tired person makes bad decisions. The turning point in how I think about time was keeping a time log. It runs on the same logic as the spending journal I keep for money. For 1 week, try tracking not just where your money goes, but where your time goes. Where your evenings disappear to. What happens to your weekends? Which activities move you closer to your goals and which ones just exist out of habit? For me, the scrolling itself was no surprise. I already knew about it. What surprised me was the total. How many hours those invisible little 5-minute breaks added up to a single week. This kind of audit can be just as useful as tracking your finances. It shows you where your single most irreplaceable resource is really going. If you're finding this useful, hit the like button and tell me in the comments which habit feels hardest for you to build. How to build these habits if you are still far from millionaire status. This is where a lot of people make one mistake. They look at wealthy people and think, of course it's easy for them to talk about investing and time. They already have money. But most of these habits show up before the wealth does, not after. First, you get control of your spending. Then the ability to invest appears. The system comes first, the capital follows. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in a single day. It's enough to start with one small action. Set up an automatic transfer to an investment account. Start tracking your expenses. Set aside a few hours a week to build a skill. Each of these actions seems insignificant on its own, but over the years, they're exactly what add up to the real financial result. At the start of this video, I asked whether there is a shared secret to wealth that ties all millionaires together. After dozens of stories and studies, I've come to the conclusion that there is no magic secret at all. They're just habits. Living below your means, investing consistently, and treating time as your most valuable resource. All of this looks pretty boring next to the stories about fast money and overnight success. But these are the kinds of decisions that most often build capital that lasts for decades. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, subscribe to the channel and give it a like. It really helps the video reach more people. And let me know in the comments which of the 3 habits feels most important to you and which one you would like to build into your own life. And remember, money is not a one-time thing, it's a habit. Bye.